and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Wow, we're just going in with no lube this morning. I love it.
No, I'm telling you, Diva did the same thing to me last night. It was like, I swear, I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and start. And as soon as I hit that start button, all of a sudden, bink. You know, it happened last night, and it didn't realize it until this morning whenever it went off. I was like, what the hell just happened? He just joined me. Awesome. Oh,
and I can officially say this. Thanks to your wonderful chat, Diva is over that 500 sub mark.
I know.
She hit it. She hit it.
Awesome. Yes, she sent me a message and it was just like, oh, over 500. I was like, wow, let's get your watch hours up.
Man. Yep, gotta get those hours up now, man.
So now she's dedicated to Friday, huh? She's gonna do a
yes,
Friday.
She is.
I love it.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah. Getting those and the chat is absolutely wonderful. I mean,
absolutely, man.
Because I looked over and because I was like, I think you're at 500, and she was like, no, and so I pulled it up and she was at 434 or something like 430.
That. She was at. I saw it. She was at 435, and then next thing you know, it was over 500 in like a blink.
I know.
It was absolutely incredible. You guys are wonderful.
Yes, they are. I mean, chat, you guys blew it out of the water. Now I told them what they need to do is just create a playlist. That's all they have to do. Just create a playlist for Diva.
Yep.
And once they create a playlist, you can watch all of her stuff and just let it play throughout the day. It'll get her those 4,000 watch hours in no time.
And like you said, Diva's content, the content that she puts up has nothing to do with, I mean, what we cover in the mornings, the stuff you're doing in the afternoon. It's all her stuff. She's reading, she's doing art, she's doing all kinds of just cultured. Yeah. See, she's the cultured one. I'm the deviant.
Exactly.
I'm the deviant. So, But yeah, guys, go over there and check that out. She has absolutely wonderful content. It's stuff you want to watch and listen to when you just kind of want to chill out and relax.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
perfect. It's perfect.
Well, and it's really cool because I've got Yamaha and you
Yep.
and Diva, and you're more of the deviant of the whole group.
I am the deviant. Yes. Yes.
Because Yamaha is reading stories. He doesn't cover he doesn't cover politics. He doesn't cover anything. All he does is read beautiful stories. And then you've got Diva that does nothing but like cultured content. So
yes,
I'm that makes me, and I would rather associate myself with people like that.
Right? As opposed to me. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I don't know why they come around here. I guess so they can let their freak flags fly.
I guess.
Yes,
For them, it's an extension of who they are. For me, this is more of who I am.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. And last night was really, really good. I mean, she is. I will say
Thank you, Iron Rabbit.
I will say thank you to Expert, because it was, had it not been the prompting of Expert of going, why don't you ask Diva to come on and read for Sundays?
Yep.
I have no idea where all of this would have ended up.
Yep.
Really.
Yep.
Because he was the one that came in and really was like, man, you understand Diva's solid. And this was before I really got to know her. Once I started getting to know her, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Expert's a pretty good judge of people, I'll tell you.
He is.
Man.
He is.
Oh, just good. And that is the best part about the YouTubes, is you start running into people that have good intentions. All the bullshit aside, there are people on the YouTubes that don't have good intentions, and people like you, Diva, Yamaha, Expert. It's good to see these people that just have nothing but good intentions, and it sort of gives you a little bit of faith in humanity.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Most people get on YouTube because they want to get to that point to where they are earning money and they are working the grift. I mean, let's face it. That's why a lot of people get on YouTube. But
Right.
there are some of us who we get on YouTube for the simple reason that we want to, I don't know, we just kind of want to do something. It's just kind of an extension of ourselves.
Right.
And we're not worried about the grift. We're not worried about because where Diva's at now, that's been a slow build. That hasn't. She'll even tell you she's bad at promoting herself.
Right.
And so it's just been kind of a slow build based off of the wonderful talent that she has. Believe me, she's 100 times more talented than I am.
Yeah, same here.
but you have some people that do it that way, and they're solid. So what they build up lasts, and that they're not out there trying to push every little scheme or whatever to try to be able to either build up their channel quickly, which does not happen.
No.
Or they're trying to grift for something. It's more natural. It's more natural. That's probably.
Well, and then you have more of a natural following, because the people that come for the drama, you have to continue with the drama, or they don't stick around. And it's not to like throw shade on anybody, but that does happen whenever you have drama. It's like you have to do constant drama all the time, or you lose those people. And that's why I like that I've got this balance of two different things going on with mine, where I have the stuff that I cover at night that is a little bit more drama based, and then I got the news in the morning, which is just the news. And you can tell the difference in the folks that come in.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
It's not to throw shade on anybody that's watching drama, because I'm here for that too.
Well, we're human. We're human, and we're going to be attracted to drama, whether you've got a stake in it or not. I mean, and I'll tell you right now, none of us up here have a stake in this.
Mm-mm.
None.
No.
We don't care.
No,
We don't care.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way: after all of the Hale stuff is died off, and people have moved on to other things where it's like there's nothing more to talk about. There'll always be something else to talk about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm here for it. It's
See that's why I've always liked the news and the politics stuff, because you have a constant feed of real world drama.
And here's it's things like this that really inspire me. Really, this kind of stuff really inspires me.
The belief that somehow or other government can spend money at nobody's expense. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of a wonderful description of government that was made by a French economist by the name of Frederick Bastiat about 150 years ago. He said, government is that fiction whereby everybody believes that he can live at the expense of everybody else. And that is the free lunch myth. The myth that somehow or other government can provide goods and services, can spend money at nobody's expense. Now, the particular form which that myth takes is very specific. It has two parts. One part is the belief that somehow or other you can tax business without consumers or workers or individuals paying for it. Somehow business is a big source, a big cornucopia out there that can be taxed at no cost. And the other form the myth takes is that you can create money at no cost. That if you turn the printing press, if you produce those greenbacks, that will enable people to become richer with nobody becoming poorer. Well, let me look at first problem. Can you tax business? What's business? There's no business to be taxed. There are people. Only people can pay taxes. Mm-hmm. Can I tax this floor? Can I tax the building? The building can't pay taxes. Only people can pay taxes. So when you talk about a tax on business, it has to be paid by somebody. Either it's paid by the stockholder, or it's paid by the customer, or it's paid by the worker. There's no other way it can come from.
A lot of times the customer.
Yeah, usually.
There's no.
That's absolutely right.
Santa Claus, no tooth fairy. That's going to provide a source by which the government can spend money that doesn't come from somebody. Somebody has to pay. And yet, over and over again, you hear the claim, oh, we must not increase taxes on individuals, we'll increase taxes on business. In connection with the current discussion of Social Security, this fiction arises. There is a fiction that the Social Security tax is half on the individual and half on the employer. It's that the individual only pays 5.75%, the employer pays an equal amount. That's nonsense. That's bookkeeping. That's not economics. That's not reality. The part that the employer pays is part of his wage cost. If an employer considers whether it's worth his while to hire an additional worker, he has to consider as part of his cost not only what he pays to the worker, but also the extra taxes he will have to pay to the government. It makes no difference to the employer at all if he pays the worker a bigger check and the worker pays a larger part of that directly to the government, or he pays the worker a smaller check, but in addition has to send a check to Washington. What matters to him is the total number of dollars it costs him to hire an additional person. So the fact is, the logic is, the reason is, that the so-called tax on the employer is paid by the employee. Now, this has always been clear from economic reasoning, general economic reasoning, but it has also been subjected to empirical test. And a book, even from that temple of belief in greater and bigger government, the Brookings Institution in Washington, published a couple of years ago, demonstrated empirically that the tax on the employer was really paid by the employee, that it was shifted to the employee, and it can't be any other way, as you will see if you think about it. So business doesn't pay that tax. And yet, despite this, you have the great move in Congress right now in remedying the problem of Social Security to impose a larger fraction of the tax on business on the alleged grounds that somehow or other that spares the worker. It doesn't have any such effect. It reduces the incentive to hire people and thus is imposed on the worker.
Yep.
But again, if you look at the taxing corporate profits, the distinction you have to draw is between who writes the check and who fundamentally bears the cost. It may well be that an official of a corporation writes the check for the tax on profits, so-called profits. He writes the check, but who pays it? He doesn't pay it. Here is a poor fellow who may be earning a modest competence. He may be writing a check for $10 million. That isn't coming out of his hide. Where's that $10 million coming from? It has to come from the proceeds of the goods and services which the enterprise sells. And that $10 million is $10 million less available either for cutting prices or for paying out dividends or for paying wages and salaries. The tax is borne by people. And for this reason, I must say, I have always myself been strongly in favor of eliminating altogether
it's got to be the
tax
80s
on corporations.
Yeah.
So it's open and above board that you are taxing people and that you do not conceal that fact by appearing to tax corporations. Well, again, with respect to money, can you print money at no cost? It's very cheap to turn out those pieces of paper. But does that get society something for nothing? Not at all. It's simply a different form of taxation. If you print money, people have more money to spend. If they spend more money on the same amount of goods, prices go up. And in effect, everybody is paying a tax through inflation. Once again, it's only a form of taxation.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
You know, of all the mythical creatures out there, such as Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, a benevolent government, there's only one that requires nothing from you, and that's the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
Think about it. Santa Claus requires you to be good all year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy, I mean, you gotta cough up the tooth to get the quarter. The Easter Bunny is the only one that gives you something for nothing.
Yes.
That's it.
Well, I mean, you pay for it by adding a little bit of extra weight from all the chocolate and peeps you end up eating.
Well, but that's different. You know, you've already received the benefit at that point. Whether you eat it or not, you've received the benefit.
Yeah, that is true.
Everything else requires something from you.
Oh my gosh. So I pulled this up today because I really wanted to talk about this just to show you the difference between what you see in mainstream media. Now, this is going to be a little bit disturbing, just so all of you folks know that this is going to be some disturbing.
Better put the warning label up.
Yeah, I've got to be careful because there's a couple of different warnings that should be coming up. Okay. It should be either this one or this one right here. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Either you don't believe a single word I say and you have to understand it's all for humor, but just remember that I can't confirm any of this, but it is important nonetheless. The way that mainstream media has covered this story right here. Okay. U.S. Army veteran who killed 15 in New Orleans attack was inspired by the Islamic State group as compared to this one right here by PJ Media. Okay.
Oh,
The same exact story. And it is interesting to me that you also have this story, which is pretty much the same thing, but the difference in reporting. If you listen to what AP has to say, it sort of carries this line, and I don't know why they do it. I haven't really come to the any conclusion on this, but AP's is New Orleans, a U.S. Army veteran who drove a pickup truck into a crowd of New Orleans revelers in New Orleans. New Year's revelers in New Orleans killed 15 people. Had posted videos to social media hours before the carnage, saying he was inspired by the Islamic State group and expressing a desire to do the deletions here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now whenever you pull up the one by PJ Media, it explains that at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, the FBI in New Orleans posted a statement on its Facebook page saying the FBI is the lead investigative agency. We're working with our partners to investigate this act of terrorism. It's
Uh-huh.
as good as they've come around on this rather obvious fact after an FBI special agent initially denied that it was even a terror attack. As you can see, the original article below, we will eventually be told what kind of terrorism was involved here, and that remains to be seen. See, you have to understand that it doesn't matter who it was, whether it's a homegrown, whether it's an American citizen that decided to act on this, or whether it was somebody from another country.
Right.
Or if it doesn't matter, it's still an act of terrorism, whether it's domestic or whether it's a foreign entity. It's still to raise fear in people. And somebody said something not just recently. I think I might have been listening to Joe last night as I was sitting up my stream, and he made a very valid point that, and in his fear, I think, and should be along with many, are whenever you see things like this, it's not the terror that's initially involved, because people become very reactive or hyper reactive, where all of a sudden it's just another reason to take away the rights of the American citizen.
Yeah.
And that, I think, should put a little more terror in you. This is no different than what happened after 9/11. Up until 9/11, you had no problem stepping on a plane. You could pull up, your family could drop you off at the front of the airport. You could kiss your family goodbye. They could go park. They could come in and walk you to your gate. Or if
Yeah.
if you arrived, you could have a whole family arrive and pick you up at the gate.
Yes.
You can't do that anymore. That's gone. Those days are gone forever. And the outcome of that is now we have to take off our shoes at the airport. You have to be subjected to full body scans, or somebody invading your own personal privacy, all at the behest of government.
Yes.
So
Well,
go ahead.
no, go. Well, I think I know myself, I was guilty of it. Right after 9/11, when they were instituting the Patriot Act, in the beginning, I thought, you know what, that probably is a good idea based upon what we had gone through, and, why haven't they been, scanning these people and trying to find out. And it wasn't until after it was instituted, I was like, wait a minute, this was a bad idea.
Right.
Because all you're doing is you're taking away rights from ordinary citizens.
Yes.
And now you're intruding on every aspect of their life. I mean, yeah, with the Patriot Act, provides the government the ability to be able to find these people a little better.
Yes.
But let's face it, it wasn't stuff they didn't already know.
Well, that bears the question. If the Patriot Act gave them the ability to find these people much quicker and much better, then how in the hell was this guy able to drive a truck into a crowd and commit this act? If it granted them all this power, are they just incompetent enough that they can't do this, and therefore we have no need to have any sort of act that infringes upon American citizens' rights? Because apparently it didn't work.
No, obviously.
I mean, obviously, this man at 3:15 in the morning, New Year's Day, barreled a large truck into a massive crowd, revelers on Canal and Bourbon Street in New Orleans, deleting at least 10 people, injuring dozens more. And it was no accident. He was clearly targeting the crowd intentionally. After he crashed his truck, the driver got out and began firing at police officers, injuring 2 of them. He himself was killed in the firefight with the cops. When the police searched his truck, they found improvised explosive devices.
Mm-hmm.
That much we know. After this, the incident becomes exceedingly strange. At a press conference early Wednesday morning, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell said the incident was a terrorist attack, although she provided no details of what kind of terrorist attack it might have been. And after Cantrell spoke, FBI agent Aletha Duncan said it was not a terrorist attack. See, this is where it becomes very interesting, because it even gets more. I mean, where did I put that? Oh, I thought I had it right here. Okay, so when I saw that, I was just like, why are they saying one thing and then they say another? All it makes it really difficult to pin these things down. So a terrorist attack, or was it not? Maybe all depends on your point of view, or maybe we'll find out soon enough. But the open and unapologetic contradiction between the mayor and the feds at this point was unusual, and the story gets stranger still. A photo showed that the truck had a flagpole attached to its back bumper, and the driver was apparently flying some kind of flag. And of course, whenever you pull up this one, I saw last night, and it's pretty damn funny. So I'm trying to add a little bit of humor to it. Here we go. Let me add this to it. So this was the this is what they found.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
It goes.
Here's the thing. The guy's flying a ISIS flag on the back of his truck.
Yes.
And the FBI is hesitant to call it a terrorist attack.
Yes.
What would have been the reaction if he'd have been flying a rebel battle flag on the back of that truck, doing the same action?
Oh yeah, it would have been.
How would it be labeled?
It'd be white people trying to kill black people.
It'd be domestic terrorism.
Yes.
That's what they would have called it from the jump.
Oh, they would, even if he hadn't killed anybody. If he had just driven through New Orleans carrying a rebel flag, it would have been considered domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
We saw the same thing happen in what was it, North Carolina, where they went to tear down statues, and some people showed up and said, well, you don't want statues tore down. And then of course you had the domestic terrorists show up.
That was Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia. Yep.
Thank you. It was like, do you consider the people showing up with, that are the white supremacists to be domestic terrorists? Or do you consider the people that go to tear down, American statues domestic terrorists? No. Or how about the people that said, no, we don't want things tore down? Do you call them domestic terrorists? Or do you just say that there's people that have disagreements? Not saying that any of these sides are right on their beliefs or wrong, but doing bad things does make you wrong.
Yeah, it's regardless of your ideology, there's still right and wrong.
Exactly. Wrong would be driving through a group of people,
absolutely,
trying to cause harm.
Absolutely. Wrong
is not flying a rebel flag, a Confederate flag. That's not wrong. There has to be some sort of intent behind it. If your intent is to cause harm to somebody, not hurt their feelings, but to cause actual harm, that should be always condemned. What kind, however, is unknown to this writing on Wednesday morning, for it seems as if one of the first things the police did was cover the flag with a coat. Or did they? Another ex-user posted in a different photo of the truck that was apparently taken just moments after the attack, and although the photo itself not all that clear, asserted that it was always just a black coat on a pole. Would some nut fly a black coat from a flagpole? Sure. Would cops cover up a flag that attacker was flying because seeing it might make people think negatively about a group that enjoys protected status from the left and its establishment media lapdogs? That possibility can't be counted out either. So what do we have here? It does seem to have been a terrorist attack, judging from the fact that all accounts say that the driver intentionally plowed into the crowd, and he didn't stop there. He began firing at the cops, and on top of that, he had explosives. Although the recent vehicular attack at the Christmas market in Magdeburg, Germany, is mired in controversy, which happened, what was that, Christmas?
Yeah.
Over whether or not the attacker had genuinely left Islam as he claimed to have done. Vehicular attacks are a favorite tactic of Islamic jihadists. In October 2024 in Israel, another truck driver injured 35 people during a vehicular jihad attack at a bus stop near Tel Aviv. Just weeks before that, a Syrian Muslim migrant with a Palestinian flag wounded 31 people in arson and ramming attacks in Essen, Germany. Also in September in Darmstadt, Germany, an Afghan Muslim migrant ran through several red lights at high speed and tried to run over pedestrians, explaining that he did it on behalf of Allah. This has happened in the U.S. as well. At Ohio State University in 2016, a Somali Muslim migrant mowed down students with his car, then jumped out and started stabbing anyone he could reach. 8 people were injured. As far back as 2014, ISIS was calling upon Muslims in Western countries to carry out vehicular jihadist attacks. Does this mean the New Orleans incident was a jihad attack? Of course not. That is particularly true nowadays when so much of the world seems to have gone insane. But it needs to be noted that there are many incidents of jihadis resorting to this tactic, while deliberate car rammings by others are comparatively rare. We can hope that the FBI and New Orleans authorities will follow up with a thorough investigation that possibility, but what considerations might intervene, and that might be left unexplored over concerns about Islamophobia. There are certainly abundant precedents for that. And like I said, this is really hard issue to cover because there were people injured in this.
Right.
And I understand why AP reports things a certain way. Like there's a reason why I didn't talk about it that much on Christmas or on New Year's Day, because I didn't have enough information. And I didn't want to come off sounding like, this should be condemned or condoned because I don't know what the situation is.
Well, it's pretty easy to condemn some jerk off driving a truck through a crowd of people,
Right.
Unaliving 10 and injuring 35 more.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't care what your intentions are. It wasn't an accident.
No, it was not an accident at all. And of course, there have been some updates on this. And as I said, that wasn't the only thing that happened on New Year's Day, because there was a Cybertruck explosion in Las Vegas, and Elon gives updates.
Yeah.
So
I was actually following his updates because I knew as soon as they found out it was a Cybertruck, I knew he'd be out in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Find out exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So the videos of that Cybertruck exploding outside Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, an apparent explosion made headlines across social media New Year's Day. The cause of the explosion was not immediately clear, but speculation ran rampant, fueled by heightened concerns following that attack in New Orleans earlier that day. Though some speculated that it was merely a freak explosion, videos shared on social media showed fireworks-style mortars exploding in and around the vehicle following some sort of detonation. According to reports, investigators are treating the incident as a possible terror attack. Many figured as much, noting the connection between Tesla, which is owned by Elon Musk, and the Trump Hotel, owned by Donald Trump. According to officials, Cybertruck pulled into the valet area of the hotel before it exploded. The driver was killed in the blast. Thankfully, no other fatalities have been reported, although several bystanders sustained minor injuries. Another question is here whether the Las Vegas incident, New Orleans incident are connected. According to Associated Press, the Cybertruck involved in the Las Vegas incident was rented through Turo, the same car sharing platform used to obtain the vehicle in the New Orleans attack. While there's currently no evidence linking the two incidents, authorities are not ruling out terrorism. They have deemed the Las Vegas explosion an intentional act. 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials have confirmed the blast was deliberate. As investigations continue, the alarming incident underscores the growing concern over the use of cutting-edge technology and acts of violence and raises questions about potential security gaps in peer-to-peer rental platforms. I want to hear what they have to say about this.
Let's talk about Las Vegas, because this has been a sort of interesting development. You know, the images of the Cybertruck parked outside the Las Vegas Trump property went viral. You know, sort of, I think people thought it was an accident and then no one was hurt. And so there was a sort of bizarre symbolism and that it was a Cybertruck, it was not Trump. As it's developed, it seems that this is being taken far more seriously. What have we learned about what authorities know and how they're investigating this?
Right, Chris. So according to the reporting of myself, my colleagues Andrew Blankstein and Kelly O'Donnell, right now, 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials say that this explosion of a Tesla Cybertruck, kind of in the portico there where you saw that smoke rising from in front of Trump's property in Las Vegas, is being investigated, at least initially, as a potential act of terrorism, and that it was, quote, intentional. And there was a...
Yeah. So that's what he has to say there. Elon Musk says the whole Tesla senior team is investigating this matter right now. We will post more information as we learn anything. We've never seen anything like this. Early reports implied the Cybertruck had somehow caught fire and exploded, but this was not true. Elon Musk says we now have confirmed that the explosion was caused by a very large fireworks and or la bomba carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck is unrelated to the vehicle itself. On Wednesday evening, Musk, clearly convinced that the explosion was a terrorist attack, noted that the Cybertruck likely hampered the terrorist intentions because, despite being parked in front of the lobby, not even the glass doors were broken from the blast, as much as the explosion was contained by the vehicle.
See, that was probably the best PR for the Cybertruck over the fact that the truck contained the blast.
Mm-hmm. They picked the wrong vehicle for a terrorist attack. Cybertruck
I know.
Explosion.
There was probably some symbolism involved over the fact that they were using a Cybertruck, Elon Musk vehicle of choice, in front of Trump Plaza or Trump Hotel, but it backfired.
Well,
literally.
Yes, it did. I mean, because back in, I want to say it was in the late 90s, early 2000, there was, here in Atlanta, there was a guy that was running from the cops in I think it was a Chevy Suburban.
Yeah.
And now he as he was being chased by the cops, he pulled up to one of the concrete barriers and pushed the concrete barrier the way, got on the going the wrong way on traffic and crossed through, ramming through those barriers multiple times.
Yeah.
And I said, I guarantee you tomorrow the price of the Chevy Suburban is going to go up tonight.
Oh, right. They'll be like, well, it could do that. I mean,
yeah.
I imagine how much how much the value of a Ford Bronco went up after the OJ chase.
Oh God, yeah. It's like that was not bad PR.
Here was the other connection I noted in between the attack in New Orleans and the attack in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the two vehicles being rented from the same place, both of them were e-vehicles. The F-150 that was used in New Orleans was the F-150 Lightning, which
Ooh.
used to be a super engine truck, but then they converted it over to where it's all electric. So the F-150 Lightning now is an all electric vehicle. I found that peculiar too.
Yeah, that is really peculiar. I think I can understand a reasoning behind this, and I could be shooting way off base and missing the point.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to put out a fire on a EV vehicle, you can't just put it out with a fire truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever, if you've ever seen the video of a Tesla on the interstate burning and they're trying to put it out, the more water they add to it, the larger the fire gets. Because more water sets off the lithium.
Well, I was fixing to say, you've talked about this before. I mean, you're a former mechanic, and you know how dangerous those batteries are in those e-vehicles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, before how to let you work on an EV vehicle, you have to actually take a course on it, like to have safety precautions because of the amount of fire and the risk of. I've seen someone turn a 13 millimeter wrench into a fuse. Let's put it that way.
God.
It hit that thing across the metal framing and the positive terminal. And that thing starts to glow like almost immediately. I mean, it will turn that thing into a giant light bulb. That's what'll happen. Left there long enough, it'll turn half your shop into an entire light bulb. It'll go boom. Yeah.
And I don't know if that was intentional. I just found it rather peculiar that both of them were e-trucks.
That is rather peculiar. And I mean, maybe that was the intention to increase the amount of explosion or not be able to put out the fire.
Could be.
Don't know. Or maybe it just could have been just coincidence that was the only one available. And it was the newest, greatest thing.
Right.
You never know. Breaking news on the Fake Hales group. Open letter from Bubbles to Larry.
Oh
son,
dear.
Son, this star is for you, bud. Michael T, thank you for the $5 super chat. Oh my God. Yeah. They haven't learned, have they? You pretty much have to submerge them. Yeah, but they'll still burn. You have to have a special chemical for those things. Yeah. And most fire departments don't have, they're not equipped for it.
Yeah.
It was the same with batteries and Hummers. Hit the sidewall with a wrench, and it was a shocking revelation. Yes. Yeah, those were just 24 volt. The Hummers, the Humvees. Yeah, the Humvees had they had some of them had diesels in there.
Ooh.
24 volt batteries.
Oh.
CO2 fire extinguisher. Yeah, you have to use like a special foam that basically contains it. It's crazy. I looked at this a while back. It's been probably like 2 years since I really dug into it. Much better. I think
got cleared out. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
gotta clear it out. So what we've got here is after initially denying this, of course, we'll continue on with this. The NBC News reported Wednesday afternoon that 4 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter say they have preliminary identified the suspect in the vehicle ramming attack in New Orleans as Samsudin Jabbar, 42. Din Jabbar is accused of intentionally plowing this pickup truck into New Year's revelers at 3:15 a.m. on Bourbon Street, authorities say. The suspect is dead. The FBI, in its vehicular jihad attack, Din Jabbar murdered at least 10 people and injured dozens of others. The mysterious flag on the back of the truck seems to have been a flag of the Islamic State. That is definitely confirmed. It would not be surprising at all for ISIS has called for for those as far back as 2014, and that's another thing they did in England is right up the road from where Big Ben is, near the Eye. So you've got the Eye of London that's over here. Then there's a bridge that crosses over, and then you've got Big Ben on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, that bridge right there, back in, what was it, 2016, something like that, there was a bus that tried, or bus or a van tried running through a whole bunch of people. And they put up barricades, so because it's more of a pedestrian bridge, so they put up barricades on there where nobody can go through.
Right.
Like permanent steel barricades. Yeah, Westminster. Thank you, Lilu.
I noticed they going to the Tennessee games. They now put up, when it's time to close it off, they put up big old steel barricades in there, so no traffic can go through there at all. Because I mean, it's especially just right outside the stadium. I mean, there's throngs of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it is packed, especially on a big game day. But they've started, I think they started last year or the year before last, where they have steel barricades that they just install.
Yes.
To keep any kind of traffic from going through.
Exactly. And what one of the worst parts about all of that is it changed the date of the Sugar Bowl game.
Oh my goodness. I know. And that was a decision that I totally agreed with, because I mean the FBI was still meeting with local authorities and they were trying to go through everything, and it's like, okay, well, what do we do as far as security? Because they had I think it was a couple days ago, they had locked down the I still call it the Superdome. I don't know what they call it now.
Yeah, it was Superdome,
but they had locked it down and had security go through and sweep the whole thing, and it was like, okay, well, it's good to go for the game. And then they had to do it again yesterday.
Yeah.
Especially finding the IEDs in the truck. Because they believe that this guy did not act alone, and they haven't found any of the other suspects yet.
Well, I've heard all kinds of different stories, as like people were setting up coolers and all kinds of stuff, and I've seen.
Yeah, I hadn't heard those.
But none of it has been like confirmed. Like
right.
It's, I think they took multiple people into custody, and they could be completely unrelated. They don't know. Right. And until they have a good grasp of it, then we can find out a little bit more. And of course, you never know how deep it actually goes.
Yeah.
I think that that Kennedy really hit the nail on the head with this one, though. Did you see the press conference with Kennedy?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's pretty glorious.
Can I say something, Riker? Tell me who you're with. WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
Yeah, NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position.
I love this guy.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't.
I love that guy.
Oh God, that killed me. I saw that and I was just like, why is this such a thing? And I listened to it, and it wasn't until I got to the end of it I was like, Kennedy, you asshole, that was beautiful. That's an unusual position to be on the right. Oh,
I've never seen a politician just be as open as he is.
Oh God.
I mean, just lets it fly. I love it.
Oh. And this is from somebody that was there. So this is not as light. This is not as light at all. And so trigger warnings. If you're easily triggered, this is not going to be a light.
He's coming up all onto the sidewalk and all that. But by that time, we had already made it inside the divot, or is what I thought. Until once we get inside the divot and the car passes, I turn around to like look who's all in here, because it was supposed to be 3 of us. I turn around to look who's all in here, and I don't see my friend. And I just start screaming and yelling, and I'm like, nah, where are you? And I turn and I look in the street, and her right leg is flipped like horror movie style over her back, and it's just blood. He's coming up.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's the devastation. You know, it's easy to look at it and give a little bit of a humorous spin, but that is you don't realize the devastation that these things cause until it's too late.
Yeah.
And now for something funnier.
Used to, that was the extent of it. You know, you'd have some protester throwing a shoe at President Bush.
Yeah.
You know, that was the extent of the protest, you know.
I saw that.
That's at least funny.
Yes, it is funny. I got and the look on his face, it's just like, why are you trying?
He's just cracking up. Like, I can't believe this guy just threw a shoe at me.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm fine. He just threw a shoe at me. And Kennedy also did say something else that got pointed out. Now it's going to break up a little bit because this was gotten off of a TV, but it's still, the point is pretty clear.
The federal government is now in charge of this investigation. By that, I mean the White House, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice. I have not talked to the FBI. Maybe they've talked to my staff. I don't know. I did talk to the Secretary of Homeland Security a little while ago. And I told him that with all the respect I could muster, that we expect to put the full force and resources of the federal government behind this investigation.
Yep, that killed me. I was like, all that I could muster.
All the respect I could muster. Through the fact that I have no respect for him.
Awaking to sleep. No, not. No. And thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Green star right there.
Y'all keep this up. That damn helmet's gonna be glowing like Rosalind's was on New Year's Eve.
I know, it's gonna be all sparkly. No, you have to understand that they're the rednecks and the hillbillies. Oh, we're already awake. We're already paying attention to this. Just because there is a constant vigilance. There is always that constant vigilance. It's waking up the rest of the people. That's what you have to be more concerned with.
Yeah, because once you start seeing the rednecks and the hillbillies, it's too late.
Yeah. Just saying.
Just saying.
It's like if you see a redneck or hillbilly running towards a fight, it's already too late.
It's too late.
Your goose is already cooked. It's like at that point you need to be running the opposite direction.
Yeah. Don't run toward the redneck or hillbilly. Run the opposite way.
Oh, I do have, and somebody was talking about this, saying that this was not a isolated incident, and we have that right here. That's how much it contained.
Copy.
And this is a Tesla during flood, during storms.
Jeez.
Copy.
That's what it looks like whenever a Tesla starts on fire. Okay. That was not a Tesla starting on fire. Big difference. You see how fast it combusted? Yeah.
Yeah, that's clearly an explosion that was in the bed.
Yeah. That's hard for people to understand. It's just like, oh well, I just got no. That was not an electrical fire.
No.
And again, this is why I didn't cover a whole lot of this yesterday morning, because I didn't have enough information. You know?
What? You mean you waited till you got more facts in before you broke a story?
Yeah, isn't it weird how that happens?
Nobody does that. Come on, you got to be first. That's what's important. Be first.
Yeah, be first, like this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Isn't that cute? You wanted a dog, right?
I'm confused. You got a dog!
Yeah!
Oh. That's cute.
Watch this kid.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes.
See, it's not all. Sometimes you do have to show puppies.
Hey, they're always cute the first day.
Yeah, they are.
Then you realize you got to work.
Until they crap on your carpet. You're like, God, Doug, what did you eat?
I remember one time I'd gotten a dog for Christmas, and I was over at my mom's house, and all of a sudden I see this dog running around, and I was like, whose dog is that? Did it get loose? Because it was a little puppy, and my mom goes, "Oh, it's yours." And I'm like, "Huh?
What?
What the hell you want me to do this?"
Yeah. You just look at it and going,
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
You are gay. Hey, Expert played that whole clip once, and it got him banned in South Africa.
Yeah, it will. That whole clip is hilarious.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. So we're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna refill my coffee cup, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay.
Shizzy, when it's chat we thrive. Where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true. With crazy gigs and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream. A digital dream. From shoutouts to those random screams, to inside jokes and endless memes. We talk and Shizzy when it's chat, we thrive. Where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screens, and inside jokes and endless memes. In Shizzy when it's chat we thrive, where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screens, to inside jokes and endless memes. We type our hearts, we spam the love. Our chat rooms like a lit up club. Our chat rooms like a lit up club. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. Ooh, yeah, we come together night and day. We laugh, we play in our own way. A family in a cyberspace, loving hearts in this virtual place. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream.
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. So whoever has that Bubbles letter to Larry, just send it to my email. It's shizzywhiznut@gmail.com. I'd love to respond to it.
Sorry it took me a minute there, but somebody, I'm not going to name any names, but the initials are Dictionary Diva, ran off with my coffee, so I had to make a whole new pot.
Oh my gosh.
White woman?
Ah, well, that happens. Oh, you sent it to me, Max? Thanks, Max. I appreciate it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I won't respond to it immediately, but tonight, whenever I have Dictionary Diva on tonight at 10, 10, we may read the response to that. I may just send a special invite out to Yamaha just so he can come on and read it.
Dear Bubbles.
Dear Bubbles, you're so stupid.
Dear Bubbles, have you not learned?
He hasn't. It's like the letter he sent to me, just like, oh, you have this show wrong, blah, 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 blah.
You think it's a really good idea to send emails to YouTubers? You really think that's going to work out for you?
Clearly, they don't get it. They still haven't gotten it. And of course, I can almost guarantee with 99.9% accuracy that you'll have the cankles over there that are screaming and losing their effing mind, saying, "Look what Bubbles wrote to him."
He really got him good. Yeah.
Yeah. Really got Larry good. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting next couple of weeks, because they're saying that they're not dropping this suit, even if you voluntarily.
Oh, really?
Even if you voluntarily leave, they're just like, yeah, you cost us money.
So how does that work out if someone decides to sue you over defamation? Yeah, and
just
Grant,
sue you
I
in
know
general.
you're not a lawyer. I know you're not a lawyer.
No, if someone sues you in general, it doesn't matter whether it's defamation. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Say for example, you file suit against me.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to represent myself. I'm going to
Right.
hire an attorney. I'm going
Right.
to pay that attorney to file a response.
Right.
That's going to cost money. And
Right.
if you think about this, and I don't know what that attorney charges. It could be anywhere from $200 to $500 an hour. I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Okay, but it'll be a basic rate. And the way that these works is whenever you're filing these kinds of things, there's a basic rate that an attorney will file for. It will be consistent with people in this field of practice. Like a bankruptcy attorney might charge more, or
Right.
whereas a civil defense attorney might charge you less. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
So it'll be consistent with whatever is in that realm in that particular area. Like in New York, they might charge you $1,000 an hour, and in Eastern Tennessee, they might charge you $200 an hour.
Right. Okay.
It just
Okay.
depends.
Gotcha.
So whenever you respond to this, you've got all of these pleadings that you're doing. That takes money, that takes up time. because
Right.
I'm not going to respond to it. My attorney is going to respond to it on behalf of me. I'm paying
Right.
him to be my mouthpiece. So I don't say something that would be wrong,
Okay.
or get me in trouble, which they can't seem to possibly stop doing. And once all of those are done, if you came back and said, "Ah, it was an accident, I want to have this dismissed," because I'm leaving the case. We're done. We're sorry. Our bad.
dropping it.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that. Unless you just say, okay, they're dismissing it. It didn't cost me anything in the first place. It's not worth my time and energy.
Right.
But in that case, there was a lot of time, energy, money spent. So they will come back, and they more than likely, I would see it coming out within the next couple of weeks. They're going to file a response to that, and that response is most likely going to be, that's not how it works. It cost us money. Here's what it cost us. I mean, it could be as simple as $1,000. It could be up to $10,000. I don't know.
Right.
But they will file that, and there's a possibility that they may come back and say, and this is going to be dismissed with prejudice because it was false in the first place. And that would be what I would do if I were an attorney, which I'm not. But that would probably be my filing.
Well, because I was wondering, is it as simple as just filing a response, or do they have to actually come back and countersue to be able to get their money back for having to go through this in the first place?
That I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Usually that'll be filed with a motion.
Okay.
Yeah, or there's also this other possibility, which does happen, is, say for example, you're suing me, and then you reach out to me and you say, listen, I'm going to drop the suit, and then we settle it without ever bringing the court into
Gotcha. Okay.
And the expert says, I like your new channel, Volstorm. What do you talk about? Onions and cats?
Yes. Yes.
So, and like I said, I'm not an attorney, but usually I've seen how these kinds of things work, where the attorneys will speak to one another and they'll say, okay, this is what we need to get this settled and done and over with. And yes, I have no problem with you filing that, as long as we get this settled and we don't have to worry about it. I don't know if that ever happened. That's a possibility that happened, because you don't hear about that. Those kinds of settlements, we don't hear about. The general public won't hear about that.
Right.
Because they're trying to keep certain things off the record, like whatever the deal was. So don't know. I don't know. At least I hope the expert is feeling better. He's been sick the past week, hasn't he?
Oh, dude, he had it going. He was back doing the coin pushers last night. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
A lot of fun.
Pushing those coins. Pushing. His coin pusher video.
I'm telling you, man, when I first started watching those things, I was like, this is
what are you doing?
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then for some reason, I think maybe in like 2 episodes in, I'm like, okay, I'm addicted.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, okay, what strategy are they going to use to knock down these towers or to get this stuff down? That all of a sudden my mind was like, okay, how does this work? How do you do this? And I've been watching them ever since.
Brandon, I thought we permanently hospitalized that guy.
Right.
Oh gosh, you guys are awesome. Oh, well, it is this right here that, and so after I looked at all of the interesting New Orleans stuff and Cybertruck stuff, this particular story came up right here. The NewsGuard fact checker sent me some questions, and here was my answer. Who watches The Watchmen? In their ongoing efforts to discredit, marginalize, silence all those who dissent from their agenda, leftists are still trying to fool the public by establishing obstinately neutral fact-checking organizations that purport to identify fake news, but which actually apply that label only to those who don't parrot their nonsense. One of the most notorious examples of this is Snopes, which claims to be an objective arbiter of accuracy of news reports, but which is actually deeply biased and misleading site. See, for example, here and here. Well, let's see what those examples are. We'll pull those up. Right here. Share this tab. Robert Spencer in front page. Snopes carries water for Oh my God. And then share this tab and said Snopes gets facts wrong again, falsely claims that Marine House didn't allow female genitalia mutilation. Yeah, that was from Jihad Watch. So, along with Snopes, one of the foremost exponents of this scam is NewsGuard, an initiative of the hard left, self-appointed news arbiter Stephen Brill that received $479,387 from the Department of Defense in 2021. What conceivable benefit could a leftist propaganda outfit masquerading as a neutral fact checker could have the Department of Defense? Well, if you're a corrupt and politicized government agency that is more concerned about defending the Biden-Harris regime from its political opponents than defending the United States of America from its enemies, you might find NewsGuard to be quite handy. The Biden-Harris regime, of course, loves this sort of thing. Remember, it was set up to be an abortive disinformation governance board, supposedly to help Americans whom regime wonks clearly regard as stupid and undiscerning, distinguishing the truth, that is, the left's line, from lies, that is, whatever Trump was saying. The whole thing went up in flames. However, when some of the nation's top intelligence professionals labored Hunter Biden's laptop disinformation, yet it turned out to be real. Yet the left still remains committed to following its hollow and self-serving fact-checking game. Recently, NewsGuard senior apparatchik Eva Maitland sent me a series of "when did you stop beating your wife" type questions, assuming that NewsGuard has some right to judge with accuracy of news sites, and holding out the false hope that NewsGuard would give my website Jihad Watch a clean bill of health. Here was what I sent her in response. Dear Miss Dumbass, please first answer these questions and provide this information. What establishes NewsGuard as a reliable, objective, and trustworthy authority? Given the ideological differences between NewsGuard and Jihad Watch, wouldn't it ever be possible for Jihad Watch to achieve a position grade from you, no matter how scrupulously we complied with your demands? NewsGuard received $749,387 from the Department of Defense in 2021. Doesn't that undermine your claim to be an objective resource?
Good Lord.
NewsGuard on November 23rd denied established facts about hospital bombing in Gaza and covered for jihadis. Have you retracted this false information, apologized, and why not? Details here in case you are unaware of this incident. You were going to say something?
No. I'm laughing, really.
Okay. Do you share the Biden administration's desire to demonetize, marginalize, and silence dissident voices? Does it not trouble you that your evil totalitarian regimes throughout history have behaved in a similar way? Does it not trouble you to be an employer of an organization that is a central part of such a sinister endeavor? Are you an avowed Marxist or just a useful idiot?
That's my favorite.
I love it. Do you admit that your questions to me and previous sets of questions to me from NewsGuard, I'm not sure what that word is, are leading, tenacious, and based on false assumptions? If you don't see this, I'd be happy to explain it to you once you answer my other questions. The Consortium for Independent Journalism has filed suit against NewsGuard for defamation. And your comment, please. Do you agree with the assessment of the 51 top U.S. intelligence agents that Hunter's Biden laptop was Russian disinformation? Kindly explain the implications of the fact that the laptop was labeled disinformation by these supposedly reliable fact checkers, then turned out to be 100% authentic. Given that you're the agent of a force that is dedicated to discrediting and destroying organizations, as you're trying to counter the lies and distortions of the establishment media and to create an environment which only what the political elites allow will be published, how do you sleep? Or alternatively, when will you quit your sorry ass job and try to regain some integrity? I look forward to your answers to these questions and will be glad to answer your questions below once I've received them to judge them to be adequate and honest answers. Kindest regards, Robert Spencer.
I think you could have wrote a better letter.
Oh, I know I could have.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Mr. Matildan did not deign to answer these questions. NewsGuard judges it's not judged, and that's how the left wants it. And that's how it's going to be, as long as there is enough suckers around who keep falling for the scam. So who is fact-checking the fact-checkers? That is the question. I think Robert's pretty much on top of it. I think he's got it down.
Yeah, he pretty much nailed all the important points. It's so funny how, especially maybe not so much now, but how so many leftists depended upon Snopes to be the fact checker. Oh, well, Snopes said this, and then kind of find out Snopes is just as bad as the rest of them.
Yeah. It is getting close to that time that we have something very interesting for you guys. Yeah, right here.
So this word is ear, which means this word is beer. No, it's bear. You know, it's because it's ear with a B, bear. That's why. Which means this word would be bared. No, why would you think? It's bear with a D, beard. Let's take a step back, okay? This word is bear, which means this word is fair. No, it's fear. You know, ear with an F, fear, which means ear with a P would be peer. No, it's pear. Remember bear? I guess I'm moving too fast. So ear with an H would be hair. No, here. And then if you add a D, heard. No, it's heard. You know, it's here with a D, heard, which means this word would be hurt. No, it's heart. What do you think? Here with a T, heart. You know, see how?
Time to shine. I'm feeling the groove with these hips of mine. Hands in the air like spaghetti gone rogue. My knees are jelly and my hips just broke. Shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. Wobble it, wiggle it, shake that ass. Do a jig or a jog, wiggle it to the side, or break that hip bone by moving your ass. Step up or stand aside. My shoulders pop like a rusty hinge. My fingers point like they're on a binge. Twirl like a tornado, then drop real low. It's not planned, it's a shit sideshow. I've got the rhythm of a clock that's broke. My dance floor moves are a big effing joke. Shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. Wobble it, wiggle it, shake that ass. Do a jig or a jog, wiggle it to the side. Or break that hip bone by moving your ass. Step up or stay on the side. Rig like a lava lamp, mesmerizing glow. You can't help but watch me steal the show. I summon the shake, the shimmy, the twist, a mix of genius and a big old fist. You're drawn in close, your feet start to twitch, feeling the groove like a broke ass bitch. Yeah! Shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. Wobble it, wiggle it, shake that ass. Do a jig or a jog, wiggle it to the side. Or break that hip bone by moving your ass. Step up or stand aside. Now we're all in the shake, no need to be shy. Move like spaghetti and reach for the sky. We'll dance like we're cursed, laugh to a soar. Shizzy whiz nut reigns forevermore. So join the dance, let your weirdness unfurl. We're shaking ass, not a care in the world.
I love it. I love it.
Nothing like a good old dance off.
Got to have a little bit of a dance off. And everybody, make sure that you're subbed up to all of the fine people like Ballstorm, Dictionary Diva, Expert, and you know that creepy voice that speaks to me late at night. Yamaha biker. You show them some love. And tonight I will see you guys back here at about 10 o'clock at night. I am sure that there's going to be more news, and of course we will also have a little bit of bubble stuff because it'll be absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to send all you fine folks over to go see the wonderful Mo and give her some very good love. We're in talks about doing something special, so we will see you guys.
Ooh.
We'll see you guys very soon. Peace, y'all.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock drinking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Oh yeah.
Let's make this a